Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab code's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG Live Online match. I'm being joined by a viewer by the name of KDB96, or 9637 on the online game. And wait, forgot the music. There we go. Alright, so we're calling for the coin flip. If you're not sure what deck I'm using for these videos, go back and check out the first video this week. I think it's going to be up on Wednesday, or would have been up on Wednesday based on when you're watching this. Get a breakdown of the deck, but basically, it's all about Zygarde and changing forms mid-battle. And just like in the first video, I have 12 basics in the deck. I mulligan! What are the chances of that? Slightly newer player to Pokemon TCG. Should I go a little bit easier than you think? I might not want to use the power of Zygarde-EX. Basically, I'm going to transform into whatever form I kind of need at the moment. And KDB, hopefully you're watching this video and you don't mind the fact that I'm not going to be sort of commenting in-game. You know, I'll be doing some commentary for everyone out there watching, so hopefully it'll be okay. So we do have a strong energy. No additional basics. Alright, done. So, we do take the first turn. Now, they can draw one more card for the mulligan, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for the opponent, get themselves one more card. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. It took me a little while to get all the full arts that I do have. Not that I'm really... so I'm kind of two minds about this. I'm the kind of person that says, you know, you don't need a full art trainer because the regular trainer works just as well. But I do like the look of the full art trainer cards, so, you know, it could come in handy. I'm not saying come in handy. It is pretty nice. No! Don't act cute with me. What do you think you're doing, Glameow? Okay, they're going to play Shauna. I would like to have some sort of draw support in that sense, because there's not much I can do with what I have in hand. Although, if they can't get anything else in play, thanks to the weakness to fighting, Zygarde knocks this thing out next turn. And, well, let's put away one of the power memories. So he's a newer person to the Pokemon TCG. Unfortunately, I kind of have to let you know how the Pokemon TCG can work sometimes. It can be as easy as a one-hit KO. That is how the match can go. So that is 1 out of 2. Let's go for another match. Alright, so match number 2 out of 3. This time, since I have initiated KDB into the fact that you can lose in just a single turn, I will go easier. I'll see if I can just start with the 10% Zygarde. And we're actually going to lose the coin flip anyway, so they can take the first turn. Let's see what we happen to start with. Now, I shouldn't have a mulligan. I've had 3 in a row so far. There we go. Alright. Now, I don't have the option to start with the 10% unless I can random receiver and get a Ninja Boy. But what I'll do first is play the 2 unknown to the bench, use the farewell letter, and see if I can go ahead and get more supporters that way, and then I can get the random receiver, hopefully finding Ninja Boy. So again, they start with a Glameow. Not the best start for them, but I do need 2 energy before this Zygarde can even hit back. So they have at least 1 turn to do some evolutions, and okay, more Pokemon. That is good. It's not going to be as quick as last time. So they can, next turn, act cute. They can scratch me for 20. Not that it's going to do too much to the Zygarde, fortunately. But we're going to, as I say, start with the farewell letters. 1 unknown goes away, draw 1 more card. Super Rod. Going to discard the other one. And give me a Ninja Boy. That's not a Ninja Boy. But let's put the power memory to Zygarde. It only affects Zygarde-EX, but I can at some point Ninja Boy into Zygarde-EX. What supporter do we find? Lysandre? That's not... I don't want that. Well, let's put 1 energy on. So I can't attack just yet, which is good for the opponent. KDB has a chance to go get some more stuff set up on their side of the field. Next turn, the Zygarde could one-hit KO the Glameow with a Rumble ×2 because of weakness, 60 damage. If that's the case, and if I can't switch into the other Zygarde, I'll probably Lysandre up that Combuskin, because it can take the hit. Okay, I haven't used a supporter yet, have I? I've got Versus Seeker. I could shuffle back in those 2 unknown, but I want to wait till there's a 3rd card I can shuffle in to get the full use out of the Super Rod if possible. And a 10% Zygarde. I'm just going to use Lysandre and bring that up from the bench, the Combuskin. I'll put another energy onto the Zygarde and just go for the basic Rumble of 30 damage, and they can't retreat it next turn. A couple more Rumbles brings it down, but if I can get the Geostrike powered up, I could also go for that damage and that knockout as well. I really want to see if I can get the 10% in play. Oh, wait a minute. They've got Blaziken now. So they can do Spreading Flames, they could do Heat Blow for 100, which if they could get 2 energy attached, would knock out the Zygarde. I don't think there's a way they can do that, though. So, Shauna for 5 more cards. They actually might... Nope. They can't get more energy attached. If they could, though, they could get the knockout. But the Volcanion-EX hits the field. Steam up, you can discard a fire energy from hand, and all of your basic fighting Pokemon... Wait, basic fighting Pokemon. Basic fire Pokemon. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The dual-type cards get me so hyped up, I just completely lose track of all English. But it's fun. So, since they're getting a lot of decent Pokemon set up on their side, I might want to drop the 10% Zygarde just because. So I have something in case the active Pokemon gets knocked out. Probably is the safest thing that I can do. Of course, what I can do here, I'm going to use Versus Seeker again. Bring Lysandre back. I'm going to bring one of those 2 Volcanion up. Now, is that the smartest thing to do? Kinda not, because it's a basic fire Pokemon. It can get the Steam Up boost, but it's going to take 3 energy to power that up, and I can slowly whittle away at it using the the Rumble, and then try to set it up for a Geostrike knockout. One more Rumble puts it at 60 damage, and then a Geostrike 120 brings down the Volcanion-EX for the first 2 prizes, unless they have an escape rope or a switch or some other way to retreat their Volcanion-EX back to the bench. Alright. Still nothing really of very good use here. I'm going to Rumble. Let's Rumble Volcanion-EX. So, since we do see Pokemon EX on the opposing side, this is where I wouldn't really mind getting a Ninja Boy and switching into my own EX, if I could happen to find it. I'm going to see, yeah, Perugly. I'm going to say the only thing that can evolve is that. Nian Press? That's one of those good moves, if no matter what you flip, heads or tails, it has some sort of better or beneficial effect. Alright. I'm just going to have to go for the another Rumble. So 90 damage. We are halfway through whittling away at this Volcanion-EX. I need some other way to get a new hand. I've got Judge, I've got N in the deck. If I could... I'll take the Judge. Thank you very much. One of the problems with this deck is, my idea is to use Ninja Boy, of course, to bring other Pokemon into play. But if I have all of the other Zygarde in hand, I can't Ninja Boy those, right? So the idea is somehow getting them back into the deck, which Judge helps with oh so nicely. Let's put a strong energy to the Zygarde. And I don't want to Ultra Ball. I'd be losing too many good cards. I'm just going to go ahead and, although I could shuffle back in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Ultra Ball Zygarde and Zygarde-EX. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to get rid of those, grab an unknown, losing an EX for an unknown. I know it doesn't make any sense. But I do have Super Rods in the deck. I could draw one with a Farewell Letter. Or at least something more beneficial. A basic fighting energy. Not really the best thing. Let's Geostrike. I'm going to hit my other Zygarde for 10. Take down an EX with a powerful 140 damage Geostrike, 2 cards, Unknown and Versus Seeker. What does the Versus Seeker help me with? Only Lysandre. So I could bring up the other Volcanion-EX for some more damage. I kind of might want to take this thing down, though, because it can do a lot of decent power, 100 damage. Hey, wait, that's a knockout. Uh-oh. Didn't quite think this one through, did I? Alright, then. There goes a Zygarde, 50% form. Okay, that's not the end of the world. We have 10% Zygarde. We do have a strong energy. Ooh, I've got an escape rope. Let me see what I can find with the Farewell Letter, first of all. Another 10% Zygarde. What I guess I should probably do, drop this one. We can't do any damage yet. So I'm going to Escape Rope. I should have Escape Roped first now I think about it. I could always Lysandre, though. So they're going to have to switch one of these Pokemon around. They could bring up the Perugly, because I think they have the retreat cost covered. Yeah, they can retreat that for 2 energy, but they bring the Volcanion instead, which can do 130. Can't attack next turn, but they can do more damage with the Steam Up. Not that they need to, of course, because 130 is enough as it is to take out any of my 2 10% Zygarde in play. I'd really like to pick up a Ninja Boy right about now. If I did get Ninja Boy, I could switch Zygarde into Zygarde-EX and start doing the Cell Storm for 80 damage with a strong energy attached and healing 30 each turn. And that's going to be enough for the Volcanic... Is it Volcanic Heat? Yeah. Alright. Sorry, Zygarde. But it comes up, right now comes up the other Zygarde. Okay, well, let's go ahead and drop the Zygarde-EX. Let's keep powering this one up just anyway, just to see what happens. What I want to do here, I'm going to use Lookout and bring up the other Volcanion, the non-EX. Come on up, say hi. If you have a Judge card, feel free to play that right now. Shuffle all your cards away and give me 4 more cards to work with. All I have right now is access to Lysandre, and that's not going to help. I've got Lysandre in the Zygarde's attack. I haven't even got my Scorched Earth into play, although the Scorched Earth would actually help the opponent too. So Power Heater, that's actually not bad, and I should have thought of the possibility of this and getting some damage off, and attaching, choose 2 bench Pokemon, attach a fire energy from the discard pile to those Pokemon, so they can power up this whole time. But we do have the Super Rod. Let's shuffle back in, what have we lost so far? We lost a lot of Zygarde. Let's get this Zygarde in play here too. Shuffle all those back in. But there's nothing else I can really make use of. I could Lysandre, but I'm not going to waste a Versus Seeker when I can actually just do the attack for that. This thing could retreat. I'm going to leave this one active. I'm not going to attack. If they want to retreat it, they got to attach 1 more energy to it, which is going to slow down their energy attachments on their side. Not that they really need to, because they have enough to do 130 with the Volcanion EX, of course. It's not looking too good for the Zygarde deck. But this is just match 2 out of 3, so we have a 3rd one coming up. Do you need to do that? I guess the Power Heater will now do 50, is it? Yeah, it'll do 50. That's still not enough for a knockout, though. Their best bet, I say, would probably be to retreat into this Volcanion EX. That is a surefire knockout. In fact, the Blaziken actually could do the damage too. And with a lucky coin flip, the Perugly's Nian Press could do that as well. Either 80 damage or 40 and paralysis. But there's a retreat into Blaziken. Alright, 100 damage from the, is it Heat Blow? It is. Ow. Losing energy, but they can just retreat next turn, attach another energy to the Volcanion, and start using the Power Heater once again. Not in the best spot, but we do have a couple of energy coming in our way right now. Do I want to bring something else up? Because this thing could hit me for 100. I'm going to hold on to using the Versus Seeker. I'm just going to go for some damage, 20 meager damage. But that's all I can do. If they hit me with another 100, I'm going to bring up the other Volcanion, the non-EX, and start doing damage to that while healing up. I think it's probably the safest play. And here comes another 100 damage from the Heat Blow. Fortunately, being a Stage 2 fire type, it does not gain the boost from the Steam Up of Volcanion EX. Still powerful, though, as you can see. And N. Now, here is the question. Well, it's not a question. I have to play Versus Seeker for Lysandre if I want to survive this. I'm going to bring up the other Volcanion. Next turn, I can play N. In fact, that's going to be pretty annoying for the opponent. They're going to go down to 3 cards. So 60 damage, heal 30, which means we're no longer in range of a Heat Blow knockout from Blaziken, at least. And I have to hope I can get something useful off of N. Of course, if they have like a switch card, that is basically just going to end the game here. Hopefully they do not. Anytime you have a deck full of high retreat Pokemon like this, like the Volcanion or Volcanion EX, including some way for free retreat, such as maybe a Fairy Garden or Floatstone, things like that really help your deck a lot so you can maneuver your Pokemon however you like. A low retreat cost isn't that bad. You can just play 1 for Blaziken, for example. But it's still going to, like, basically the more cheaper ways you have to retreat, the better for you in the long run. Energy retrieval, 2 energy coming back from the discard pile. And Power Heater, 20. Alright. And they can attach up to 2 fire energy from the discard pile. Alright, what do you got, N? Well, first of all, what do you got, Unknown? Help us out here, buddy, please. I probably should have N first. I could heal. I'll be doing another 60, so I would not quite knock out the Volcanion, but they could retreat. I'm gonna heal. Because if they do manage to bring up the Blaziken once again, they're going to be able to do 100, which would have knocked me out. So I'm going to go Cell Storm, 60 more damage, healing another, is it 20 or 30? It's 30. So we're back to full health. This active Volcanion has only 10 HP remaining. I'm still itching to play that N, but I have to play carefully. See, the thing I like about these viewer battles is I don't really care if I lose. I'm going to give you guys the best battle that I can possibly do, of course. I want to make you guys work for your wins. But if I lose to one of the viewers, totally fine. It's when I'm fighting random strangers online and they're playing nothing but these supporter cards and all these different trainer cards and just like destroying me, and I'm like, why? I don't know who you are. I don't care if you win. You're not a viewer. Actually, maybe some of you are out there. I'm not sure. Hey, Ninja Boy, I could switch into Zygarde 10% right now and lose the game. Not going to. Let us end and see what we can find. I got Scorched Earth and some draw support. That is a good amount of cards, or good stock of cards to pick up. Give me something that powers up more HP, maybe. Okay, not. What do we have in here? We got 3 unknown, a bunch of the Zygarde, a lot of the energy. I'm gonna Super Rod 2 of the unknown, and 2 unknown and 1 of the 2 10% Zygarde. And now let us go for the random receiver and draw a supporter, and that's going to be a Ninja Boy. So, Cell Storm, do 60 and heal 30. The only way we're going to stay in battle. But at this point, all they need to do is retreat, and the Volcanion EX gets the knockout. It's going to be a maximum of 200 damage on me. Do they see that? That is the question. If they can do another 100 to me, I will survive that from the Blaziken's Heat Blow. But they saw it. Alright, so here comes the knockout. Oh, they're actually adding more power. They have no need to do so, but they're going to hit me with everything they have. Bring it on. 160. So the Zygarde-EX falls to Volcanion EX, but that is just match 2 out of 3. We have 1 more match to go. Let's get it started. Alright, it's all coming down to this. The 3rd match to see who wins overall for this video. And again, I'm having fun regardless. I don't mind losing to viewers out there. It's actually fun to see what other strategies you guys have to come up with. Volcanion EX. So I gotta keep in mind, that is the powerhouse, or at least adding more power to the other basic fire types in the deck. That should probably be my first target. And you know what? I think it's time to start with the big guns right from the get-go. Zygarde-EX, we're going to play you. I'm going to hang on to the rest, because it seems kind of weird. We have all of Zygarde's cells assembled in this one Pokemon right here. I kind of don't want to put other Zygarde in play, if I can help it. Now, if I can get a Stadium card, I could destroy this Torchic in 1 hit. Strong Energy is going to add 20. Oh, come on. Well, at least we shuffled in the other Zygarde, though. Just give me back 1 Strong Energy. That's all I want. And Scorched Earth. And Basic Fighting Energy. That's not what I wanted. But I could manage to get Judge or N from my random receiver. Oh, we see a Numel in play also. Tackle and Combustion. Okay, but we at least do have an energy in hand. I can attach that to start doing some damage right from the get-go. If I can get the Stadium in play, though, it's going to add more damage, of course. But we gotta wait and see what the top card gives me. Not bad. But let's see what the random receiver gives me. Maybe something more beneficial. That is definitely more beneficial. I'm going to play Skyla. The risky thing here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Scorched Earth. I'm gonna discard my only energy in hand, but if I am lucky, I can get a Strong Energy off of the draw. If I'm very unlucky, I can get no energy back whatsoever. At least that's something. Alright, I'll put an energy onto Zygarde. We'll put the Power Memory, in case I want to make use of that. And let's go for a 40 damage Lance Pulse. And I do believe if they go into Combustion, it has 80 total HP, which is still going to be a knockout using the Lance Pulse. But if I can manage to get another energy, I can start doing some healing with Cell Storm. And there we go. The opponent does manage to make use of Scorched Earth with the fire energy in their deck as well. Which do we see evolution into? Combustion. If you have Wally, now's the time to use it. You can immediately go into Blaziken. But it does not look like it. So they're going to hit me for 30 damage, which isn't bad. Unless they steam up, they can hit me for 60. Oh wait, they can't. It's a stage 1 fire type, not a basic. So they can only hit me for 30, which I can heal with the Cell Storm if I get a second energy. If not, I can at least knock out the Combuskin, though. And I've actually got Fan Club in hand. I can get 2 more basics, those being unknown, for 2 more draw supports this turn. So they actually retreat the Combuskin. I want to keep that thing safe, obviously. There's 1 unknown. Let's go ahead and get 2 more out, just to thin out the deck so we don't draw into them. We'll bench both of those. That way, if I use the Farewell Letter, I've only got 1 unknown left. That only runs the risk of wasting 1 draw support by getting another unknown. So the first one, Farewell. Give me an energy. That's a Judge. That's not an energy. So let's go for the second unknown, Farewell, and grab myself an Ultra Ball. That's not what I was looking for either. The last Farewell Letter. Come on, energy. Some way to get energy. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Ultra Ball. Goodbye, Zygarde. And we got plenty of Ninja Boys as it is. Go away. Let's grab that last unknown and see what it decides to give us. This is the foil version, notice. This is going to give us the best draw. It's going to let us draw Professor's Letter times 2. We're going to get 17 energy. Just watch and wait. I just discarded you, Zygarde. Oh well. Let's go for a basic 40 damage. But I do have Judge for next turn, though. Couldn't play it this turn because I did play the Pokemon Fan Club. So 40 meager damage on Volcanion EX. But Judge could help us out next turn, hopefully. Give me something to work with. There we do see Blaziken evolution on the bench. So they can do 100 with the Heat Blow, of course. We saw that just moments ago in the previous battle. And now this Volcanion is powering up, but the active one seems to be just there to take the hits right now. Unless they do have some way to switch their Pokemon around. They got themselves Energy Retrieval. Did they use the Scorched Earth yet this turn? I don't think they have. Maybe they did. Okay, I didn't notice if they did. Another Zygarde. You know what? Like I say, it's good to have things like Judge that can shuffle cards back in, because if I want to Ninja Boy into these other Zygarde-EXs, they're in hand. I can't do that. But we do pick up a Strong Energy and a basic Fighting. First thing is, I want to use the Level Ball and draw out a basic of 90 HP or less. Of course, all the unknown have been discarded, but I can grab this Zygarde, essentially taking that out of the deck, meaning I'm not going to draw it using the Scorched Earth. 2 more beneficial cards, maybe? Escape Rope and Energy Retrieval. Let's just go ahead and Cell Storm for 80 damage. And next turn we can take down the EX. However, I kind of want to take that Blaziken down. Or do I? I'm thinking that basic Volcanion on the bench might be a bit of a problem also. Essentially, I can Escape Rope, and they have to bring something else up. But I could just go for the Surefire Knockout on this active Volcanion EX and get 2 prizes. Eruption could definitely hurt. 80 plus 60 more for each energy we discard from the top of our deck. The top one card gets discarded using that attack. Which one is the biggest threat right now? Well, first of all, let's see what the Random Receiver gives us. Actually, no. Let us use the Energy Retrieval first and grab 2 basic Fighting. I'm going to Scorched Earth and draw 2 cards, and then I'll use the Random Receiver. So I could get 2 supporters this way. Oh, we got some more HP, but we already have a tool attached. Now we'll Random Receiver, see what we find. Pokemon Center Lady. Alright, what I want to do here, I think, I'm going to force them to switch. They can bring up whatever they want. They're probably going to bring the other Volcanion EX, I would think. I could Land's Wrath for 100. I want to keep that other fighting energy in hand, though. Because I can knock this thing out now. Or can I? I do 100. No, I will need another energy attached, which I guess I might as well do, because it is one of the threats. Land's Wrath. 120 damage, down goes the Blaziken. Alright, Trainer's Mail, that could come in handy. So we're not doing too bad. We have healing options. We got the Pokemon Center Lady, we can heal 60. We also have 30 healing from the Cell Storm. This thing could hit me for a basic 30. Which I think it is going to do. Of course, they can make use of the Scorched Earth again here. This is an interesting one. Alright, so before that thing has a chance to take me down, I do believe the best thing is to take it out with the Land's Wrath, which we can't actually. We don't have enough damage being put out there. Well, let me just draw some more basic fighting. I want to thin out my deck a little bit. Although, what we can do here, Ninja Boy into the Zygarde 50%. The Geostrike is going to have enough damage on it to take out this Camerupt. So we're going to power down briefly. Let's now grab a Trainer's Mail and see what we can find. If I can get a Super Rod, I guess not. Super Rod would have been good. I could shuffle back in those unknown. But now we're going to go with a nice, powerful Geostrike of 140. One-hit KO on Camerupt. It's kind of weird. You wouldn't think the regular Zygarde could do more damage, Super Rod, than the Zygarde-EX, but it can. So what is next? I could bring up this thing to do a lot of good damage. I could do, with enough fire energy in hand, I could do 80, which is not quite enough for a knockout. But instead, they bring up the Volcanion-EX. So as I say, I can Super Rod, shuffle back in the various unknown, which I'm going to do. Get in there, unknown. Stop hiding. Alright. Now I'm going to play Professor's Letter. Grab 2 more basic fighting. I'm almost out of energy in the deck, but that's okay. If I could find... Apparently my opponent is not happy with how things are working. So I'm going to drop the unknown. I'm going to Ultra Ball for another one. I don't need the Fury Belt, or I guess the 10% Zygarde I can toss away as well. Grab another unknown just for more draw support. I still got 20 cards left in the deck, so I'm not really in any danger of decking it anytime soon. Let's get rid of one unknown with Farewell Letter. Show me Ninja Boy. I would gladly take Ninja Boy right about now. Second unknown goes away. Another card being drawn. We find N. So instead, let's draw 2 more using Scorched Earth. Still no Ninja Boy. But we have a second Zygarde 50%. We can use that. We'll start to power up. We'll put a Fury Belt on this one. And, you know, I could Skyla for a Ninja Boy. I might as well do that. There you are. I got 2 Versus Seekers still in the deck. I haven't even used one yet this match. Next turn, I can Ninja Boy Zygarde into Zygarde-EX, but for the time being, we're going to hit the bench one for 10, but I think 140 damage being done to the Volcanion-EX is kind of nice. So one more hit brings that one down for 2 more prizes. This is an interesting showdown, to say the least. I'm not sure what the opponent can do at this point. Oh, Bridget, getting 3 more basics or 1 basic EX and putting it straight onto their bench. Will we see another Volcanion EX come into play? My next best bet... Oh no, 3 regular basics. My next best bet is a Ninja Boy into a Zygarde-EX. Therefore, I can start using the healing of Cell Storm. It's definitely going to get a knockout on the Volcanion-EX. It's only got 40 HP remaining. And as a backup plan, I have the All Cells Burn option. Ninja Boy, do your stuff. Choose this active basic Pokemon. Go into a basic Zygarde-EX. I don't think I need to use the Scorched Earth anymore. I don't want to risk decking out. I'll put this onto the bench Zygarde and go for the powerful Cell Storm, 80 damage, healing 30. We're back to full HP on the Zygarde-EX. 2 prizes. If we can bring that we can bring that other Volcanion-EX active, that's the knockout right there, and we can win the match. We just gotta find a way to get Lysandre back into hand. I haven't used Lysandre yet. If we'd somehow find Lysandre, I do have the Scorched Earth draw support. If I had used it last turn, that would have been the best way to do it. That way, draw 2 more cards. I should have thought of that. Alright. Strong energy. Let's put that onto the Zygarde. I will now use the Scorched Earth. Draw 2 more. Come on, Lysandre. Oh, wait a minute. We have a chance. Trainer's Mail? Yes! Alright. Lysandre is drawn. And unfortunately, this is where the match does come to an end because we bring up the benched EX. And let's do the powerful All Cells Burn just as the finale. bringing down the EX, and the last 2 prizes are claimed for Zygarde-EX. That was an interesting set of matches. Not bad. Well played on both sides, too. Good game, KDB. So that is going to be a wrap for today's Pokemon TCG Live Online match. I want to say thanks to my opponent, KDB96, I believe, for joining me for this battle. Interesting battles and really well-fought battles. I liked the deck. The powering up of the Volcanion EX with the steam up and stuff, and just doing all that damage. That Blaziken took me for a loop, or would you say took me for a loop? Took me for a ride. Threw me for a loop, that's it, in that second battle. But interesting battles, to say the least. So, if you enjoyed this episode of Pokemon TCG Live Online Matches, feel free to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of the deck that I used and what my opponent used, and any suggestions for how to improve either deck. As KDB said, he was kind of new to the game, so any suggestions you have to help out either deck for ideas could definitely help out some new players out there to improve their decks for future battles. And if you want to get involved in some of these battles as well, stay tuned to my channel, subscribe if you like, or stay tuned to my Twitter, which is linked in the description, and I'll be asking probably, I think, twice a month. I'll be looking at doing some viewer engagement battles using the different decks that I'll assemble. And speaking of which, if you have any ideas for cards you want to see me use in future battles, just leave a comment down below as well. And I'll see if I can assemble a cool idea, deck strategy using the cards you want to see me use, either Pokemon, trainer cards, maybe special energy you want to see me try to make use of. Any cards you want to see in Pokemon TCG Online, leave a comment. I'll see what I can do to assemble an interesting deck. But with that, we are done. I want to say once again, thanks for checking out the video. Thanks once again to KDB96 for joining me for the battle. And I'll catch you next time.